Good afternoon and welcome to Mo Knows, featuring me, Monica Mo Justice. All right, let's get this on and popping. Of course, we don't want non-subscribers communicating with us. All right, I'm kind of changing this just a little bit. So y'all let me know how this works out. For some of y'all up here, this video today is part of commentary. It's critiquing some shiz I saw. Hi guys. Oh good, I don't look so bad. I'll be forgetting. I don't even know what I look like. Oh Jesus. Okay. I only have hey Vaughn, I only have a limited amount of time today to mess around with you. No, let me see if that backlight brings me more. Yeah, I'm learning about this backlight stuff. Okay. Um, my nigga. What was that? Did y'all see John Frank? Not last night. It was actually, well, let me say this. Today is, hey, my. I am doing great. Okay, today is the 26th. So yesterday morning on the 25th, which was Monday, I woke up to some shenanigans that went on, sometime between Sunday night and Monday morning. Please get my likes up. I can't have a dozen people in here and not have no likes. That's will not have only have likes from the people in the chat. Okay, let's not be rude. So here it is. I took out my handy dandy notebook and I wrote me some notes. So I actually had to go. I'm not even gonna lie, y'all. I had to go and call me up a content producer and be like, I can't believe you put this on lockdown. Like it's on what is it on? Private. And it went private while I was in the middle of watching it. I was like, listen, it's bad enough we already watching stuff on 1.2 times. Shout out to Glib because Glib was like, I'm watching this on 1.6 or 1.7. I should have done that because then it might have been funny. Hey cooking, because nothing was funny about that. Hey QST, it was sad. So today's thoughts on two thoughts Tuesday. It's really focused around. Look how serious I got. Hold on. Josie and the Pussycat. Okay. That's my alarm to tell me it's time for me to go to lunch at work. Okay, so yeah, I'm getting shiesty now. They paid for 7.5 hours of work, and this girl is only doing 7.5 hours of work. Let me know when it's 1:00 because I have a 1:00 call. So 5 minutes to 1 if we still here. But we should be done by this because people that are not in your immediate circle really should not get your immediate attention. And the only reason why this is getting a highlight over here because we're talking about behaviors again. Forget the person. And I want y'all to start looking at commentary just from that perspective. Like, forget who the person is they're talking about, but what is the message that the content producer motivational? Because remember, I'm telling you, I'm a motivational channel, right? I gotta help y'all understand what I do here. Lord have mercy. So this commentary is based on some stuff I saw, and I'm just trying to G check y'all, in the words of who was that? Because I wrote G check down. In the words of Black Truth, I'm trying to G check y'all into a moment. Who's building you up? That's really today's question. So today's title, I think I put MMCGA. Does anybody remember what MMCGA stands for over here? And we pronounce that as mega. Mecca. That's how we pronounce it. Yeah, don't y'all dare start no shiz with me about my pronunciation of my shiz. Y'all may recall once upon a time. So once upon a crime. So you know it took place. If you ever, shout out to Karen King. Once upon a crime. If you ever hear me begin a story with once upon a crime, usually it took place here in the cemetery. Yo, I can't even get this shit out today. I'm so sorry. It should be Tickle Tuesday. But once upon a crime on the YouTube, I was here. And I wasn't 1,000 yet, right? So I didn't have a community war, I didn't have nothing. And there was this channel, hey, Miss Tawana, called Somebody DC. Y'all might vaguely remember him. He was Kanika's cousin, allegedly. And he came in here every year annually on some bullshit. Like, I'm gonna make Monica's channel great again. I'm gonna make you somebody. I'm gonna get you. And one day I just went off on him and was like, what? Don't come in here with your MAGA shit. You're gonna make my channel great again. Fuck out of here. So today's topic is on make my channel great again. No, it's not. It's DC. It's DC jokes, all right? It is the circus. That's what DC stands for, the circus. Because that's what the fuck this shit is turned into, the circus. Okay, please, and thank you. Okay, so what was that on that panel the other night? Drinking and YouTubing should not go hand in hand. And you know what's so bad about drinking and YouTubing? Is when the people that you are fucking having a discussion with, because I'm not going to call it an argument, having a discussion with, they sober as fuck and you drunk as fuck. But I'm not going to say all the members were sober, because I had questions about Black Truth. But maybe when you are so disgusted, because I'm not going to call it angry, I'm not going to call it disappointed, because I do believe that Straight Drop made some extremely valid points. And I've been saying this all along, so I'm just going to reiterate what I said. Rule number one, tip number one, don't drink and panel up. I swear to God, drinking and YouTube is like drinking and YouTubing while you got, like when you keeping it, when they be talking about keep it YouTube, stay away from the alcohol when you want to go on a panel. Unless the panel is cutting up, this is not the time to do alcohol. But personally, when we've seen that content producer at his worst, allegedly, is when he's allegedly drunk. But I thought sailors or whatever, I thought they could drink you under and still perform. So, you know, I got my moments there. Oh, that's exact. Miss Tawana, we on the same page. We on the same page, because that's an easy way to be less accountable, have less personal accountability by saying, yo, I was drunk as fuck. And I had, I wish I didn't do that, but you'd find another reason to explain the unexplainable. But the bottom line is, he was here in a community that had no love for him, period. End of story. And he thought he did. When all of it you I can't with you. Good afternoon, Gears. I was about to say 2 things you shouldn't do on a panel is go up there drunk and go up there tired, because then you end up asleep like Gears. Because Gears fell fucked to sleep with that bullshit. Like, yo, this nigga just put me to sleep with this bullshit. And I don't want to say anything about Kwee, so I'm just going to leave that on what it needs to be left, only because I don't want to be arguing with any woman platforms up here if I don't need to. And this topic, I don't want to argue with her at all on this, because it's a damn shame. It's just because it's a damn shame. I mean, a good question was asked, and that should have been the focal point. And I agree with Straight Drop on that. That should have been the focal point. The Kwee and who bought a drink and how did I get from there to there was not as important to the whole conversation as it was to the incident that occurred with her. And I'm not trying to marginalize her incident, because to her, his lie is a big deal. And I agree with her. If someone lies on you, then it's a big deal to you. And that's important. But as a whole, as content producers, the asshole shit he did was just crazy. And he was in a community that tolerated him. And I want the language to be clear here. The community tolerated him on the guise of who he was friends with. So this is like going somewhere. Like, imagine entering a new cool group, right? And you only got in because of who you knew. And the whole time you was there, everyone that was there more than likely only tolerated you because you came with him. Not because of who you were, who you are, how you do it. Okay, it's not because of who you, it's because of who you came with. So the whole time, you talking about building shit on another man's back. And y'all can go through my videos. I said that nicely, politely, all the time. It ain't never changed. And I think I said it to him nicely, politely. You're building your shit. You're making your channel great again on somebody else's back. Bingo moment. I was kind of impressed here with breakdowns that people were giving. Someone identified him in that video yesterday. Maybe it was John Frank. I didn't write down the speaker's name to this. Sorry, my notes weren't that defined. He was a follower, not a leader. Yo, Kwee said, with your long finger ass self, my friend don't want you. Come on, Miss Suwana, you could not have said a word that shouldn't have been said here. What the hell? And you got timed out for 5 seconds. Let me see what you said. Come on. You know those people's names can't be used over here. Okay. Anyway, so I can't comment on what happened with the, like, I was kind of missing some situations because I did not realize that that Logic, because I'm just using names because this is based on some shit we saw. So I'm not about to give nobody no names. And I guess I would adapt. Oh, where's my other list? Gay for a day for the name. But to be quite honest, that's basically what he was. He followed a man into this community. And he did follow man in community because he'll tell you from the start. I'm not a Kanyekian. I did not follow that case. I did not like that case. What was really effed up, now I'm all over the place, is when the Unc Fed 5 account, because I really don't know who's operating that account, so I'm not even going to try to be funny. So the Unc Fed 5 account came inside there and was like, yo, nigga, you mean to tell me you did drop the way you did me? Boom. I just gotta do that. That was like boom. If you know the account, then you know the stuff that's going down. If you don't, you need to plug in the season 1, or this is not the video for you. But everyone knows that is. I'm changing the thing. Yo, that shit was so funny, right? I think I kind of thought the drink thing with Quickly was, nigga, you didn't buy all my drinks. I bought a drink, so you didn't buy all my drinks. Like, you can't say I bought her drinks. So you see, this is getting into wordplay around here. I bought her drinks. Well, you bought her a drink, or you bought some drinks, or you bought a round. Hey, honey lot. But the bottom line is she bought her own drink. So you can't say I bought her drinks. But in the little language that we got here, because this is a matter of understanding language. I bought her drinks would mean that he bought her more than one drink. But it doesn't mean that he bought all her drinks. But if you listen to it from another perspective, it could sound like I bought her drinks. I bought her drinks for that evening. Like, I bought her drinks. So if you listen to it from that way, it could sound like he was saying he bought you all your drinks. Like, every drink she drunk, he bought. So she comes out like, nigga, please. My first drink, I ordered that shit and I bought that drink. So it's all based on language and how you listen to it and how you interpret it. So that's, I bought her drinks bullshit. I was just like, oh. So, and then they was about to get into car rides. And I was just like, I can't right now. So I'm glad that got shut down. Throw niggas off, whatever. Because the main point, and this is where we're going to go to, is when he supplanted his ass inside the community, he was actually getting away from the situation he created with Unc Fat 5. So that was why it was crazy to see Unc Fat 5 on the scene, like asking him some questions. Well, when he said on the platform, I don't want to stay, guys, it's my last comment onto the Quee thing, because I don't want to have no issues with nobody. Understood? Like, y'all get it. So he mad because drinks bought and didn't get the pussy. That's what it sounds like. Yo, that's what he said, though. He just basically just stood up there and was like, I could have took you and your friend home. Nigga, that's why she was like, nigga, you can't do nothing with them long, dirty nails with me and my girlfriend. So, like, get that shit together. And that shit was like, that's why she said, She said, no woman wants you. I never met him in person. Honey Lot, you're in the chat. I won't put you on the spot like that, but you met him in person. Um, at a Thanksgiving dinner, one Thanksgiving some time ago. It was either 2020 Thanksgiving or 2019 Thanksgiving. I don't remember, but it was one Thanksgiving. They met up and he came to the house with Coronas. That's what he brought. Most people bring like sweet potato pies. Let me see. What do you bring to somebody's house for Thanksgiving dinner? Do you bring a Corona? I was just like, oh God. Maybe they were good Coronas. I don't know. But that went down. No, don't get in this thing. But I will tell you, and that's about it. Like you can't just disrespect a woman like that and be like, yo, I could have fucked you and your friend. That's crazy. Like that those become the fighting words. You know what? So I can't even be mad at her because I would have been fucking mad like fuck. Like I would have been like, you could have fucked too. So yeah, you bring something that's a meal to the table. Like you bring something, not no beers. Or you bring a nice bottle of motherfucking wine. But you don't bring beers. This is not fucking the Super Bowl. Like, this is when you know niggas be acting like they got so much class, but they don't got none at fucking all. This is not the fucking Super Bowl. This is not the fight. It's not like you watching Money, whatever the fuck it is, about to punch somebody out. Whoever that guy's name is that does the boxing shit, know his name got money in it. Because we got a lot of people around here with monies in their titles, but they broke as fuck. But that's a guy with really money in his title. You're going to see a boxing match or something, some sports activity, you bring beer. But if you're going to somebody's house for like Thanksgiving dinner, you bring something comparable to the event, not beer. Beer is like for the tailgate party. Okay, Coronas at that. Like, it wasn't even Taco Tuesday. It's Thanksgiving Thursday. I don't know. That's just me. Stay in your fucking house if you don't know what to bring to somebody's house for Thanksgiving. Okay, moving on. He bought some new drink, beer, and wine mix. Oh, I thought it was Corona. All right, that's my story. I'm gonna stick with it. My version of that story sounds much better. We're gonna go with Mo's version of that shit. That's the point I want to make. You see how Honey Lot just corrected me and gave me the facts, but I don't want to hear her facts. I'd rather keep with Mo's lies. the Motown story. I'd rather keep with that. So I'm making it clear that Honey Lot has clarified what was bought, but I'm gonna stick to my story, and that's just about it. And that's what happened on that panel that night. A man got up there and he just want to stick to his nonsense. He was rolling with a bunch of people, and Gears asked a simple question like, how could you be so mad at this man right here and talk to him with such disdain when you fucking with what they call ops? Ops are enemies, okay? So y'all be nice and calling these motherfucking ops. Y'all got like nice titles for them. These are some motherfucking enemies over there. Enemy combatant. But you sitting up there loving them up. And I thought that was so forthwith. when this mofo responds, like his response was basically like, I don't really fuck with those people. But I fucked with y'all, so it mattered more. So that's why I'm speaking to him the way I'm speaking to him. But this is the shit that kills me with men and their posturing. Yo, you got a problem? You hear everybody talking about, I ain't got no problem. Nah, this was not the time to be sitting up there talking about, I ain't got no problem. I ain't got no problem. I ain't got no problem. I was like, oh God, can somebody have a motherfucking problem, please? Because I want to get to the motherfucking problem. And we did get to the problem. The problem is that Logic is in need of friends. And he don't have that in the world that he's in now. And that's just it. And personally, this is one that I would say this. That was Honey Lot trying to be politically in the middle. When people are in the middle on shit, they take the middle lane. They don't come straight out, no shooters. They come in on the middle lane. So anyway, he said, why you give respect to ops over folks on this side? Great question. And I think that was the only shit that the whole community needed to have an answer to. I'm already done. For me personally, and I don't have no personal stake in those men's relationships over there. So I don't know if those relationships will ever be mended. I can't gauge it because I don't know those men personally. So I can't say, nah, that's a personal blemish for so-and-so. I can't call it over here. But for me, you dead for life. Like, I respect any channel that tells me the Robinsons are dead to them for life. Like, I'll never fuck with the Robinsons ever again. Hey, I'm Glib Talk. I could respect that channel holder. But you motherfuckers, and there's a part of me that was like mad at John Frank. I just was like, oh. But these are not his beefs either. So I guess sometimes you just have to I take Monica's side, right or wrong. That's that. She's always right, God. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you was never going to get an honest answer to that more than what you received. And what he said was he don't give a fuck about the people over there. Now, what I didn't know, and I found out afterwards, it is because, so after John Frank's live, it was brought to my attention that the Robinsoners had already went after Logic since he's been over there. And that's how they exposed his family again. Because I didn't understand the shit with his brother, mother, house, whatever. Nor do I care. Because there comes a time in your life, and this is going to be real talk. There comes a time in your life when you grow up and you leave your parents' home and you make a way for yourself. Some of us are not in financial situations where we can care for ourselves and our parents. So I don't know what they saw of that man's parents. So I'm missing that. So I gotta like step back out of it. But one thing I know, when I came to take care of my parents, motherfuckers is on this internet talking about she over there living with her parents and this and that. Then I had to come up here and be like, how am I living with my parents? When there's a point now in their life where their finances is not what it used to be, where their medical costs are more than what they can bear, that I am living with my parents. What I am doing is taking care of what families do, what real families do when you get to a certain place in life. I can't tell what Logic's mother's house look like, or whatever the fuck it is. That's the shit the nobodies, the people that don't have shit. What is it? The have-nots go looking into somebody else's life. That's the shit right up the alley of the Robin Sinners. They are the biggest have-nots we got on this fucking platform. Always checking on somebody else to be living worse than them. More than likely, no one's living worse than them. No one that I know of. But they want to try to make you think that somebody's living worse than somebody else. So why you just getting yourself in trouble? I gotta go now reading Miss Tawana's comments to see what she said. I guess back to this beer and wine thing. Whatever. I heard Corona. I'm gonna stand on what the fuck I heard they want. I heard it was Corona. So that might be the beer. And there might have been a wine, like maybe an Alizé or some shit. Okay. Does that help with what he brought for dinner? Well, we heard from his own wife that he didn't respect his foster mom. Who? Oh, you talking about the Robinson shit. I grew up in a home with nothing but foster kids. Shit, he might have been, if it wasn't for the fact that we didn't have that many boy foster kids in my house, because I can't remember all the girls that came through our home. But that would have been, we would have heard, I could probably say that he could have been any foster kid in anybody's home. See what I'm saying? And see, this is interesting to me because I didn't even know that James was a foster kid. Kid Dynamite was a foster kid. Again, have-nots. Have-nots. I knew that he was a man who took on an older woman to take care of him so that he could sit around and play video games all day long and have no responsibilities. But I had no idea that it was at that extent. And I love the way on the platform people were negating Logic's lies, which is very important because how can you assemble attacks on people and then try to fuck with them? So how do you go after your ops and then want to be part of your ops? So I thought it was good when people were pointing out he knew that King James was a barber because he made this video. La 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 la, and he put this in it and he put that in it and he was the creator of this and he was the creator of that and blah blah blah. And I was like, good point. Like, just smack a Negro when they down. Key thing, his coming on the platforms though was because he needed attention and he wanted a place to get out what was frustrating him. And it sounds like it did have a lot to do with whatever's going on in his personal family dynamic. So imagine being on a YouTube, and I just want y'all to take a moment and do the imagination thing. Do the imagination thing where you put yourself in somebody's shoes. And you had a YouTube family that was bustling at the scenes. And you had made that somewhat work for you. And then you go in and your real family is in shambles. You got your YouTube family now in shambles. And you just need somebody to talk to. And you go on your live and you strike it up and you don't have nobody there to listen to you. That's what it sounds like. He sounds very lonely. Not my problem. That's what you should say. So you know how they be like, if you ever been in the Catholic church, they will say something. And they'll chant something afterwards. Let me see. What do they say? Like, what are some of the things? Peace be with you and peace be with you. Right? Not my problem. So this is what I need y'all to say after the things I say about Logic. Not my problem. So he's sitting here looking for an audience to talk to. Not my problem. That's all that shit was. He really doesn't have an explanation, not an excuse, an explanation as to why he went over there. Not my problem. He wants the motherfucking robbing sinners receipts. Not my problem. You understand? All of that shit, everything he's doing, making their channels great again, you know, that's what's rumored to be around here. Not my problem over here. We're not concerned with what they're doing over there. Because again, he came with those people. The first panel I was ever on that was a big deal to me was when I was on Smedium's panel, and it's when we did the Wrap It Up campaign, and that was a double panel, so that was 8 hours, and then we did 8 hours again. Logic was on that panel, King of Foe was on that panel, Monica was on that panel, Piggy Smalls was on that panel, Crenshaw was on that panel, some chick named Margot was on that panel. Some dude named Donnie was on that panel that day. Right? These are all the people that was on that panel. And I always remind Logic about that panel. That's where you met me at. For you to be talking about you don't know me. We was on that panel. All those people came together. And that was the panel, and that was the day when the girl went to take a shower while we was on the live, and she was about to show us her coming out the shower. And I had to be like, what the fuck is going on? What are we doing here or up here? Like, this what this bitch is up to? Yeah, it's one of those panels. That's when Reckless allegedly, Smedium got mad at Piggy Smalls, and they start going back and forth at it because Smedium accused Piggy Smalls of trying to get his channel flagged because the lady was about to strip on the live, and they were communicating behind the scenes, and you can hear them in text messaging or whatever. So he was accusing Piggy Smalls back then of trying to sabotage his channel. Doesn't matter. You know what? Not my problem. Because they all came together. And that's why they're all over there in that one little land all by themselves. Not a problem. Because guess what? That's not our problem. That's their problem. You can always forgive a person. Doesn't mean you have to fuck with them. That's the problem that is in this community. People, don't understand the power of forgiveness and moving on without that person. It is more rewarding to you to forgive somebody for fucking over you, but stay in the course and not fucking with them. You are the bigger winner for doing that. So I don't fault conversations that begin with resolution. Oh, no. Thank you. I don't fault conversations that begin with resolution. As long as you know cookies hot out the oven. As long as you have your own reasonable expectations of what you want to do. Do you want to get back with that person? No. Yo, Unc Fat say, yo, nigga, you looking bad out here. And then this nigga is like, the man in jail is telling me I'm looking bad out here. Yeah, fool. Yo, how about the call to the dude with the boat? I was sitting here like, what he do? He woke up a whole person that ain't got nothing to do with this YouTube, allegedly, to ask him about a boat and tell him, oh, I want to buy a boat. What? We buying boats now? Man, that's what we doing. He called some dude on the phone and was like on his own phone while he on his live, not while he was over here, while he was on his live, desperately trying. Like, just imagine like that. You ever watch The Quiet Storm on your radio in the late hours of the morning, the wee hours of the morning, and you just sit there listening? You gonna call a dude up? That shit was weird because, you know, I would think you would have some guy to call, but he did. I was being funny. Let me not do that. I was doing a Kevin Samuels moment because, you know, the big controversy was that Kevin Samuels said guys should be with guys. But look at this shit. This is what a guy did. He called a whole dude at 3 a.m. in the morning and was like, yo, I think I should buy a boat. He didn't have not one hottie to call at 3 o'clock in the morning. Not one woman. Okay, stop it. Now, I'm mad at y'all. Don't y'all remember when the man said he owns a house in Atlanta? He owns a house in Georgia. He got a house. Somebody's renting it. Come on. Don't act like y'all didn't hear that. A couple of years back. I'm just saying. Here's the most stupidest thing I heard. No, he said he owned a house in Atlanta a long time ago, many years ago, when he was living in the house in Hawaii. He said, or the apartment in Hawaii, whatever. When he was living on base, he said he owned something. He already had owned something. Maybe again, those are Mo facts. Maybe that's my memory. Maybe it was somebody else. Because motherfuckers on here be lying about owning shit anyway. So it could be any one of the liars said they own something. The reason why his channel was not popping is because he's a follower and not a leader. And when you keep throwing all of your wealth in people's face, people not interested in that. I gotta spend 5 minutes on this. Who's the most logical person on the YouTube? It ain't the man with the name, allegedly. Miss Tawana, you know I be over here listening. Now, I don't know if I got that in one of my notebooks, but I do remember hearing that. Let me see what is in this notebook. Well, this is an old notebook. Yeah, this is an old notebook. Articles of impeachment. Okay. Georgia Senate. Lindsey Graham. This is around the election time last year. So this is pretty. These are pretty good notes from last year. Who is? I'm asking a question. I guess I'm gonna have to start. Who? Monica got her handy dandy notebook. Yeah, but it ain't got none of that stuff in it. This was my content book. So this was where I wrote notes in respect to my content. Who's the most logical person on this internet according to logic? Man, this is a whole nother fucking conversation for a whole nother day. Yeah, this don't have. This is actually at the beginning of this year. This book is from the beginning of this year. Should that happen at the beginning of this year? No, this is the stuff from the beginning. Hey, San Francisco, y'all acting like I didn't ask a question. See, this the shit that happens at the wee hours of the morning. So according to logic, brace yourselves. Let me go back to my notes. The most logical person on the YouTube is Faith. See? Hello, Faith. He wants your receipts. He will say anything to get your receipts. So if he's over there rebranding your ass, know that all he wants is your receipts. He was willing to meet you in Memphis for your receipts. You know what else was funky about that conversation when he called a guy like 3 a.m. in the morning? The nigga booty call. When he called a guy, the boat call, rock my boat. I was wondering if the boat was a secret language for can we hook up? You know how they be like when the men be meeting in the bathroom? You know the men on the other side of the fence. And they be tapping their shoe underneath the they do the shoe tap thing to let the other person know like I'm down with it if you down with it, and they tapping their shoes and shit, and that's how they exchange numbers. I was wondering if boat was code word for, you know, get at you. I want to get at you, dog. Anyway, he said the most logical person on here was Faith. Oh, you know what? Y'all couldn't have answered me anyway, because y'all would have been timed out. I can't with y'all. Chat and chews are not good for me. At least I'm chatting and chewing. No fucking Black Truth said, what happened to his in real life? Shit. Yo, then you hear this dude in his thing talking about we got holes on the floor in the roof. Oh, I'm gonna have to call in some handyman to fix the treehouse. we can't be having people falling out the treehouse because I ain't got no insurance. No, when we was on COVID times, you know, we made a whole treehouse. Treehouse is like the bungalow. I don't know. Shit, boat could be it's like rock my boat. What did Aaliyah say? She said, rock my boat. I'm gonna have to take this video down only because I can't make no sense of it. Didn't her song? I'm sure Aaliyah's lyric was something about rock my boat. I know it. Am I bugging out? The lyrics had something to do. I'm looking for Aaliyah's. I'm telling you, it was like rock my boat. Yeah, she got a whole song. It says rock the boat. Song by Aaliyah. Let's get to them lyrics. Let me find them lyrics. I'm telling you that calling about a boat might have been something old. Boy, it starts out with boy. You know you make me float. Boy, you really want to get me high. I feel like I'm on dope because you deserve me on a regular. Don't, boy, you got a stroke before drifting me deeper. You're there now. Hold me close, boy. Let's take this overboard now. I want you to rock my boat. So buying that boat might have been code word for something else. Let me find out Mo done discovered some shit up in here. We went to the Aaliyah lyrics. I want you to rock my boat. No, I want you to rock the boat. Rock the boat, rock the boat, rock the boat. Work the middle, work the middle, work the middle, work the middle. I'm just saying. I don't know. Because Miss Tawana is right. Like, you know, they say Black folks will buy a car before they buy a house, right? They will invest in a car that depreciates in value. Whatever. Imagine a fucking boat. So I don't know. That's mighty suspicious at 3 a.m. in the morning. And then it was like, remember how he was setting up the date too? It was like, he's like, well, I'm going somewhere. All right, so you'll be back on that weekend. And I think it was straight up was like, remember how he was setting up the trip to Memphis? And I was thinking about it exactly when he said it. And I was like, wait a second. That is right. He never had a definite day when he was going to do it. He just pulled out. He said, how about the second week in November or whatever. It's mighty suspicious to me. But for those people that are in that other world, you know, like they're men on men stuff, do you call up men and ask them to rock your boat? Do y'all talk about boats? We gotta do this, dude. Cause I'm gonna tell you, at 3 a.m. in the morning, I look down and I see a guy calling me at 3 a.m. in the morning. I already understand what he might be calling me about. But I don't know. I know one thing though. If one of my girlfriends call me at 3 a.m. in the morning, I'm thinking something happened to us. I'm running to the phone like, girl, you okay? You need me to ride out to get something? This guy didn't even answer the phone like that. He's like, hey, what's up? I don't know. That boat thing is very suspicious now that I really think about it. I ain't really thought about it. But I have a 1 o'clock call. Uh-oh. Was the volume low to you guys? I guess I had to be yelling into the mic. I'm sorry. If the volume was low, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm supposed to be on this 1 o'clock call. Let me see what this topic was again. Look, let me see what this topic was again. I'm hating work right now. Because normally I don't go back to work till 1:45 for the rest of my day. Oh, y'all can hear? All right, because somebody told me. But I just hold up. I'm never picking this password again that I picked for work. Oh, no. Oh, you know what? You could reboot now because then I don't have to worry about what was this topic? Financial. Oh no, financial counseling. Oh no, I gotta when's the next financial counseling session? Hold on. Cause I'm doing some big girl shit around here. I can't be messing around with y'all and missing some shit. Hold on a second. Let me see when the next financial counseling session is. Cause we need financial counseling in my world. Hold up. When's my next financial counseling? All right, the 28th. Okay. So I can miss that one. Let me just register for the 28th. Y'all lucky I like y'all. Look, I'm a whole hot mess. I'm just gonna register for the session another day. Financial counseling. So we'll do that on that day. Let me go over here and cancel my session for today. Because I don't like when things fall into my lunchtime hours. So let me just delete this. Boop, 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 boop. Okay. I definitely have to go by 2 o'clock because I have to work on that bi-weekly report I do. All right. This thing says reboot now. So I'm doing a reboot on my computer. So that means I'm technically back at work. So let me just put my timer back on. Yeah, that's how I be doing stuff because when my oh, my new planner cover has shipped. That's for my Hobonichi weeks. I ordered a different one because I don't really like the I don't really like the I don't like the way it doesn't really go with the rest of my Louis Vuitton setup. Oh, guess what I found? Wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm back on the clock. Hold on, let me just because in the evening I'm clocking out. I got too many things to do around here. But since the computer is rebooting, that means I went back to work. I gotta do whatever the computer is doing. Look at this. Look at now. I have found me my stand for my Louis. So my Louis is sitting on a stand on my desk. How perfect for Louis. Okay, oh shit, now I do work. Hold on a second. This that shit that makes me angry. Oh man. Hold on a second. I should have never, y'all should have told me not to do this. Okay. Let me see what else. Darn, so what else? I was just about to talk about something. I lost my mind. Let's fish. You got the rod. I got the rod. I don't know. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to ask. I'm gonna have to ask some of my friends that are in same sex relationships. Does I want to buy a boat mean something? Or let's talk about the boat. I don't know. That's just me being so far fetched. Sounds silly, sillier than ever. All right, why did I say I was gonna stay here? Something else happened. Y'all know my short-term memory is not good. Don't tell me I gotta rewind to figure out why I want to stay here. Anywho, that was just crazy. Let me see if there's anything else in my notes that's important. IRL. Everybody won't show you their real life. That's what they said when they got off the boat call. Everybody won't show you their real life. Let me comment on that. On this YouTube, if you don't have an intimate relationship with your chat, meaning that you actually engage with your chat, you might not show your real life on here. Because if you have a relationship with your chat, back and forth, like really communicating with your chat, you may not want to show your real life on here. Because these people will make your real life into their content. So no, every IRL in real life, most people not doing the IRL part of it because they understand how it could become a problem with these other people making your life into content. So no, a lot of people are not going to show their real life. But a lot of people are not going to come up here on the YouTube and want to show off in their real life to people on the internet to make people feel like inferior, to make you seem like you're so much better than other people. Like, who does that? You know, sometimes there's no humble. And that's one of the problems. Like, he's a man with a platform that got probably every tool you could have, but you don't got the people. That's a sad event, that you don't have the people. You don't have the support. That's sad. So imagine, it just reminds me of like the kids in school that had everything, but they ain't got no friends. So, you know, you ever remember the movies growing up, Money Can't Buy You Love and all this other stuff, and people making decent proposals thinking that the money would make them get the best girl. And do stuff like that. That's what he reminds me of most of the time. Somebody that can't, that has to buy or tries to buy the relationships around them. Like, the relationships are for purchase. What would have been funny if that dude would have been like, why the fuck you calling me at this time of the morning? Like, that would have been like really crazy. Like, why are you calling me? Then I would have been like, oh, that's some shit right there. He said, why are you calling me? All right, I rebooted my system. Let me see. I'm back now. I walked in on an indecent proposal. I'm all ears. Well, if you just walked in now, we were trying to figure out if a man calls another man at 3 a.m. in the morning and says, I want to buy I want to buy a boat. Like, let's do this. Is that code word for for something else? My do I got allegations of what? I've been around here for far too long. I've been listening to far too much of the wrong shit. Now I got my allegation having ass, so got some allegations up in here. Like, is that like boat talk? Boat talk, the new booty talk amongst us. I really can't. I'm just wait. Is that the new? I knew. All right, I gotta stop because this is probably. It had better say the county correctional facility had a collect call from someone. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I need to buy a boat. But like, I mean, I would have been more impressed if Homeboy would have been like, "Is there something wrong with you?" But there was a part of the conversation when he said something, and the dude was like, "What are you talking about?" Booty call. I don't know. Well, maybe it's not out of the ordinary. It was a Sunday night going into a Monday morning. I mean, I don't know. I'm just thinking like people with I don't know. It just it's just folks around here. It's like, why would somebody be calling you at that time of the morning? Why would you call another man at that a man call another man at that time of the morning? I guess you had to be there in real time. Shout out to Remy for trying to really trying to mediate, moderate that situation. I've been there with Logic before trying to moderate something. When he was going in on Rocket for Rocket having pillow talk with Carla on a call about them. And the men were very upset. And I remember sitting there saying, but at least Rocket at 2 o'clock in the morning, whatever, he was on the phone with a bitch talking shit. He wasn't on the phone with a guy talking shit. I'm just saying. Hey, I'm fat. He was on a like Logic just called a whole man. Yeah, Remy tried to hold that down. And I'm gonna have to speak to John Frank because I didn't see where it was gonna get. Maybe I didn't see where it was gonna get out of hand. Sometimes when you give people the power, you have to let them execute the power fully. But I didn't see where it was gonna get out of hand. But not from what I heard. And I did speed it up too, because it sounded good in one point, something. But I can imagine what it would have sounded like, even if I would have put it on a 2.0, then that shit might have really been funny. Hey, Carla. That shit might have really, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe if it was speeded up, it would just sound better. But that whole thing about calling the guy, like, the more I think about that shit right now, that's like, can I have a lifeline? Like, you in some shit with the people on the internet. Why would you even call up another dude? Like, this is just so crazy. But then why would people come play a game on the internet and bring all the people from their real life into play? Like, it's just been some funny things going on around here that just make me be like, how can you integrate the two things? And that's about it. Now I did see, give me a second, because every time I turn around wait a minute. Wait till I release. Wait a second. Wait till I release Fed's comment. He up here talking about rock the boat. I'm telling you, that boat might be some words for something. Hold on, because my car is on the street. Rock the boat. 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, calling another guy. What kind of shit is that? Oh goodness. When you going back to Vegas? I don't know. Honey Lot was supposed to be looking up flight information, and I guess she forgot. He said, you ain't never lie. He said, you looking bad on these streets. Yo, that shit was so funny. I was sitting there like, yes, you are, sir. It doesn't even make sense. But we already told you there was nothing logical about this bullshit. Toby, you looking bad. Toby got washed. He got ran through the ringer. You fucking begging niggas. you begging niggas to take you back on one end. On the other side, you crying about some shit that took place with your brother and da da da. Yo, leave your family shit off the internet, because you already got the situation with the Uber Eats killer thing going on, right? Then wait, Black Truth was like, I think he's suffering from PTSD. I was like, oh God. I was like, yo, did people, now he's a narcissistic I was like, God damn it, they do all kind of diagnoses around here and shit, but it's just crazy. The whole thing is crazy. But what's even crazier is this is the man that people are dependent on to make their channel great again, which is the title. Listen, some of the best masterminds, and this is your own personal preference. These people can be fabulous at their job, but is their psyche up to it? Like when somebody's rebranding you and telling you what's wrong with you, are you confident in that advice that you're receiving from that person? You can't take advice from everybody. Girl, you know bye. They gonna tell me not to scream. You had not to mention, he said, sure. Yeah. No, he didn't say she was the realest. Let's quote that shit. The most logical person on the internet or in this community. When you're talking to fools, she might be the most logical one out of the fools. But listen to what he even said. The most logical when you're walking around with the fucking name Logic. This is why I told you it's all in their name. It's all in a name. Now, since I got unfed inside the room, no, let me mind my business. I'm going to stay over here, mind my business. I'm going to stay right over here, mind my business, mind my business. I just about to get in some shit I don't need to get into. I take that back. I got no questions. I'm going back to what I was talking about. He said the realist. I don't know how could she be the most logical, the realest person out here? Yeah, she real. Yeah, that's some real shit. She could be some real shit. You know what? Yeah, I just yo, he won. You saw me, I was like, let me just well, they in the process of rebranding themselves around here. Rebrand that. That was a hey Black Truth. Black Truth. He said, I was a psychology major. Y'all was sitting here listening. I said, Black Truth is a psychology major. He said, my major was psychology. This nigga right here. I was like, oh Lord. I said, not the psychology majors now. Not them on the scene on top of this. He's like, that's why he just scared of me. Like, oh. I had to laugh at that because what I said was, what is he scared of in that moment? Hey, Nicola. And I was like, he's scared of the black troll. Yo, that's why I said, yo, this shit was so funny to me because I had to write that down. I said, what is he scared of? The black troll. Oh, Jesus. And I mean, not black truth, but the black truth. So you got somebody with a name, Logic, who ain't logical. Y'all want to be like the illogical. It's not that. It's you want to. I don't even know what to tell. I don't even know what to tell you. But I do believe he was honest when he said, I think I think the presence of any man at this point, let me take y'all down memory lane. Let's go down memory lane. Let's take a moment back. Do y'all remember the time that do y'all remember the time when I'm missing the conversation that he's having? Um when Rocket and mishandling it. So that's a fact. So I'm not going to call her Miss Can't Handle It right now. I'm just going to say mishandling it. Got into, I don't, now I got to try to remember why. So let me just go in my head how this all came about. But I remember Logic being mad with them and going on his live and saying, I got some stuff for y'all. And I remember Black Truth coming out and saying, this is my first live that I'm ever gonna do, but I'm trying to keep the community together. I'm trying to keep it together. So I don't want to come out here and do this, but I want to have like, try to unite these people, this cause, not have it, be fractured like this, try to bring these two sides together. And I was listening and um I was looking at the situation and I was saying, that's not going to end so good for these people over here because Logic thinks he's right. So you can't have another male come in the situation and tell him that he's wrong in the way he's handling something. So I wanted to see how that played itself out. 2:30 or 3. Hold on a second. All right, bye QST. I just looked at that whole situation at that point, and I was like, let me just see how this how this resolves itself. So to see the men on the platform, together, I really thought it was going to be a good conversation on Frank's, as long as John Frank would stay out of it, right? And that's what I thought it would be. That's what I thought we was in for, until I started listening to the people. I started listening to the people. I started listening to how everybody was receiving each other, and I said, "No, this not gonna end." And you have to go into a discussion of that nature with a clear understanding. Why do you want to speak to this person, and what is your ultimate resolve? And that's just it. You just have to go into these situations, and you have to say to yourself, as far as I'm concerned, for Monica Mo Justice and my platform and what it is, there could not be a collaboration for me with Logic because of what he did in the Alethea situation, right? So there's already a cutoff point for me, and I know that I'm not going to participate in it. But when I saw him over there with what y'all call the ops, I said to myself, he's done. He's got to be done in this community. Now, if it takes him back after stepping over the line that way, then I'll just look at the community and be like, oh, okay, they forgave. But I don't see how you can at this point. And I don't even see why you should. And that's why there were good points made. The people only fucked with him because of somebody else. This is why I don't never want people advocating on my behalf, because on the strength of you, somebody might want to fuck with you, but not on the strength of who you are. Do they really want to fuck with you? That's why I felt bad for those people in the middle of that dispute that didn't understand when the shit hit the fan, you needed to pick a side. And if y'all remember from my season 1, I told some people there's gonna come a time in some kind of disputes that you're gonna need to pick a side. And you cannot be, I'm for both sides. Mm-mm. There comes a time when you're gonna have to say, like, oh shit, this shit just hit the fan and I'm going with him. And you got to leave somebody behind and you got to stand on it. There's no reconciliations with that. You just got to stand on it. So personally, I think anybody that says they on this side would really evaluate where you stand with the Logic, because he's not on this side. I'm sorry, he's over there. He's one of them. No matter how much, you got some stuff. Oh, I love them both. I love them both. Mm-mm. No, you're gonna have to pick a side. You're gonna in this situation, when you saw the shit hit the fan, you needed to be like, I'm on this side. Not no, oh well, I support both those men. What? All right. Why? That's the question that folks needed to ask folks. Why? Well, the time has come. That's why when some people probably was in the middle, you know what that means? That means that people picked a side for you. And guess what they said? They said, I could deal without you. That's the shit that happens sometimes. Sometimes when you don't want to pick what's in your best interest, somebody else will say, based on your actions, I'm a pick for you. Because I got to protect me. And it don't include you because you couldn't pick a side between that person, and I already picked. So I can't fuck with you. It's not that people, it's y'all asking questions in the chat about flip-floppers, right? There's no real flip-flops. Flip-flops actually is just a sound that your shoes make. Flip-flop, flip-flop. You know, that's why they flip-flop, because they make a sound. Clunk, clunk, clunk. They're a warning sign that the person is entering the room. That's what flip-flops are, right? So when you got flip-floppers as friends around you, they are a warning sign. And there comes some times when you just can't wear flip-flops. They're dangerous. Actually, they're the worst shoe that you can wear on your foot as a woman. They have no support. No, think about all the things I'm going to say about flip-flops, and then think about the people that are flip-flopping. They have no support. They let all the bad shit in. Your toes will be black. Your bottom of your feet will be dirty. So they dirty. Like, think about all the flip-floppers that been around here and just think of that analogy. These are analogies now. All the things that a flip-flopper does and what flip-flops cause. If a person got to choose between me and someone else, they need to pick the other person. Oh, that's a good way of putting it. I never thought of simplifying it like that. Like, if you got to take the chance, if you got to figure out, if you got to choose between the two of us, then just choose the other person. I never even thought about that. I never thought about that as being the answer. If you got to choose. Never thought about that. My thing is, I'ma choose for your ass anyway, because more than likely I could have dealt without you anyway. So I'm just gonna help you along. I'm gonna help you choose, because that's basically what it boils down to. Because I've been in that, but on this YouTube, I've been in that situation. I've had to tell people, I'm sorry, but I will choose for you because I don't want. Actually, I've been in that situation where where I had to be like, that's all right, honey lot. I don't even want you to choose me or them. I'm letting you go. I'm just letting you go, because it's not, you can't have the both worlds right now. It's not gonna turn out good for you. Is what I was saying to her at that time. I was just like, it's not gonna work out well for us. So you go over there and I'm gonna be okay. And you see, it turned out better. Because if she had to pick, I probably wouldn't be talking to her to this day. So I needed to be like, no, you go and I'm gonna be good. Because then it could don't come in here with your fucking mad faces and shit. I'm just being completely honest. I'm in real life. IRL. Hey, Satsuma. So I had to pick for us and be like, listen, you stay because I don't want you to be caught up in this shit with me. So you stay over there. I'm cool. I'm gonna be good. So I didn't give her an opportunity to choose. And I think if I had given her that opportunity to choose, what would have been like if she wouldn't have chose me? But it was, it was it was a hard thing to deal with too, because then I had to deal with her, coming and bum rushing the fucking book club and talking about, bitch, you gonna talk to me? I'm like, no, we're not doing you right now. No, but I'm just saying, like, that was a hard decision to make for somebody. But it was the best decision to make at that time. It was the best. It was the best decision, because when all is said and done, she could sit back and look at it and say, okay, that makes sense, and it worked out. And look, we're not mad at each other. I don't hate her, and this and that. It's not the same. Women relationships are a little bit different than guy relationship. There's the bro thing going on there. And there's understanding that men have amongst themselves. So there, and those bonds have been broke. So you can't restore them. But you can't honestly the bottom line is, you can't really be in a relationship with somebody or have a good friendship with somebody who thinks you are beneath them. There's no relationship when the person thinks they're better than you. Now, if any of y'all are in a relationship, now this is a Kevin Samuels moment, okay? If any of y'all are in a relationship, a healthy relationship with somebody that thinks they're better than you, please hop on this link and tell me how that's working out. Because I need to hear from that type of mindset. Somebody who's in a relationship with somebody who thinks they are better than you, and it is a great relationship to be in. Because I need you to explain to us how that is a great relationship. And I'm going to shut up so you could do it. I really am, because I want to understand how that's a great relationship. You cannot partner with somebody, in my thoughts, you cannot partner with somebody who thinks they are better than you. You are beneath them. That is a horrible fucking relationship to be in, unless somebody is in one of those relationships. No, some people are in those relationships, apparently. Apparently people, why am I hate when the mouse is slower. Oh, you know why? I be forgetting. This mouse needs to be charged up sometimes too. If you're in a relationship with somebody and they are in a position that they think they are better than you, and you feel that that is a good relationship, please hop on the link and explain to us how that works for you and how it's working for you. Because I want to understand that. That was the problem. That's why that town hall of shame was so interesting. Even when he said, I want Monica to take the notes because she's just good at taking, and the people in the community like, fuck her. There's other people here to fucking take the notes. That note shit was the bomb.com because it put two strong personalities at conflict with each other, right? But then the community spoke, and the community was like, yeah, yeah, I don't want her to take the notes either, but I'm not gonna do the work. Yo, I gotta find y'all. Let me see if I find the story. It's a nursery rhyme. I think these are nursery rhymes or these are folk tales. Let me look at my phone. Hold on, but I realized that. I only got 15 minutes. I realized something with y'all. Let me find this story for y'all, and I'm gonna read y'all this story because I'm the librarian. Interesting. It was one of my favorite stories. Yeah, this is the story. The Little Red Hen. Does anybody remember the Little Red Hen? Oh, it's a fable. And it's from 1874. And it says the purpose of this story is to teach children the importance of hard work and personal initiative. When I say Logic knew what he was doing, trust me, he knew. He knew they were going to attack you. Oh, let's not get back into it. We over that. They knew they was gonna attack me too. Well, anyway, the story of the Little Red Hen, I'm gonna pick it up from Barnes and Noble. So next time I'm at Barnes and Noble, I'm gonna pick it up. It's a story about this hen, right? She's got to make this bread, and she goes out and so there's a whole bunch of people sitting around the farm, and she goes around and she asks everybody in the farm for help making the bread, right? So the first level of it, she got to pull down, she got to go in and plant the seed to grow the fucking wheat. Then she's got to chuck the wheat up and take the wheat down. So every step of the way, as she's doing this, she's walking through the garden. Let's call it the garden, but let's call it the farm. And she says, who's going to help me plant the seeds? Not I. Nobody want to help her, right? Then who's going to help me water the seeds? Nobody want to help, right? Then it was like, who's going to help me cut down the wheat once it grew? Not I. Who's going to help me mash it up and bash it up? Not I. Then after she does all of that, right, she goes and she now is making it into the bread. So she's like, hey, who's going to help me? Anybody want to help me make it into bread? Not I, to the people. And then she's like, anybody going to help me bake it and put it into the oven? Not I. Next thing you know, everybody's smelling it. And they smelling it. And it smells like the bread is done. And what happens? She says, who's going to help me eat the bread? And everybody came falling out the fucking, they came falling out the goddamn treehouse. That's for tit for tat. But they came falling out the farm to eat it. And she was like, wait a minute here. You didn't want to help me make it, plant it, grow it, pull it, chuck it, bake it, but you want to help me eat it? Fuck out of here. That's the shit going on around here. People don't want to see you grow into the best you can be. They don't want to see that happen, right? Everything it takes to make you into the best you, they don't want to see. They want to highlight, pick at, destroy everything along the way, but help you get to the end. No, they don't want to do that. And I'm going to say the same thing about Logic. Make your channel great again. Anybody believing that he wants to build up your channel without building himself around it, you are a fool for a client in that case. If you think there's not some kind of underlying purpose for him. I think that he came on this platform the other night with the sole purpose of getting his name back in people's titles and being part of the conversation around here. But at the end of the day, if y'all say no to him, keep it moving. Keep it moving. And be weary of those foundations that are slippery slopes. Places that'll tell you, well, I don't really have a problem with him, so everything's cool with me. No. Pick a side, motherfuckers. Everybody on here, subscriber and channel content producers, there comes a point where you're going to have to pick a side. You're going to have to pick a side. It's as simple as that. You're going to have to pick a side with some of the stuff that's going on around here. In order for us to get to the next level, people are going to have to pick sides. Some content producers are going to have to fall back, and some subscribers are going to have to decide what side of the fence they want to be in. And even if you are traveling on all sides of the fence, you're going to have to watch how you support. Because more so than ever, people are sending people shit that people are saying in other people's chat, anti against them while they're in other people's chats. And you're going to find yourself locked out of a lot of places because people want to move around or move away from the bullshit. And they're going to take the opportunity to do this. So while people are getting rebranded by, alcoholics and shit, anonymous and shit, other people are investing in their platforms, and they're doing the due diligence to make their platforms work. Just keep doing what you're doing. Don't fall into the bullshit. I mean, I'm watching people's storylines now. They want you to be invested in their real life, what they say they're doing in their real life and stuff like that. They want people to strike up lives and be talking about them. The content should not be these other platforms. The real content should be the shit that you came out here to do. And unless your channel, and I don't know if we have one of those channels yet, but unless your channel is a channel that is opining on the whole community. Because I don't know if we got one of those channels where the person just comes out and they just talk about all the shit going on all the different channels that are around here. Unless your channel is that channel, yo, do what it is you came here to do. That's it. And that includes me. This content was brought to you by personal responsibility. And with the bigger lesson learned is don't go on a channel, don't go on a platform in a drunk mode. If you're serious about repairing relationships that are broken, you need to do that from a sober point of view. You need to be more serious about repairing that or resolving those conflicts. And the best way to do it is to do it sober. Stop trying to find excuses for the failure. And everyone should remember, you can forgive and continue to move forward without that relationship. There is no rule that says when you forgive a person or you say, yeah, I'm not fucking with you on that. There's no rule that says you must fuck with the person after you said you forgave them. There's no rule that says you have to fuck with the person. And you know, in this environment, people believe that you're supposed to fuck with the person. No, that's not what that's about. That's about being mature and showing your growth. That's how you really show growth. You can say, listen, I saw what happened. My bad. I said some shit. You said some shit. We did some shit. Uh, we had a great time when we was together. Like I could remember those days like yesterday. But you know, I ain't got no hard feelings with you. I'm just gonna keep it YouTube. I'm moving on without you. Tell a motherfucker that and mean that shit. See how far you go on the respect level. People will respect you more for being honest with yourself and what you bring to the table. This is Mo, and I've got to go. That's my lunchtime chat and chew. We had cookies today. That's it.